All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? Welcome to the Forbidden Juice podcast. It's your boy AD.
What's up, people? It's RJ.
And we are the Forbidden Juice, where we spill the juice on all things forbidden. Do you dare take a sip?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. So as you can tell, we are currently missing one of our hosts up here because he is busy at the moment. So it's just going to be the two of us. And we're going to skip on the freshest Farquhar for this time. But it's good to be back. As you can see, we are not all in the same room. We decided let's give it a try. Doing it on the interwebs, you know what I mean? So we got this little Skype session going on. And this is how we'll probably be doing our podcast for the foreseeable future. Of course, we're going to try to link up now and again. But this is the way we're going to operate going forward. And in the run up to Christmas, as well as the new year, we understand that you need to be motivated, right? Because you're going to have your New Year's resolutions. You're going to want to do that whole new year, new me swag. So you know what? Let's help you out. We are going to give you some tricks on how to stay motivated, as well as be able to stay consistent with pursuing your goals. So me and Raf, we do a lot of motivational stuff and motivational speaking a lot of the time with our friends, our family. Raf even has a little business that he's got out of it. And so we are quite adept in being able to tell you what to do, what not to do, how you should probably consider doing things. So I don't know, Raf, do you want to go first or should I? What do you think?
Man, you go first, man.
You go first? All right, cool. So one of the things that I strongly advocate you do, first of all, to stay motivated is to make what is called a why list. Now, this is something that I learned from one of my old jobs when I was working as the marketing manager for a company called Zenith. And the why list is basically your reason for why you do everything that you do. Because if you remember why you do things, you're going to be more likely to actually want to then strive for what you're doing. Now, the key to you having this why list is for you to actually use the list. Okay, so I will show you right now because I've got my wallet in my pocket, right? But I keep my why list in my pocket wherever I go. Okay, now as you can see, this piece of paper here is quite worn and battered. That just goes to show how long I've had it. There's nothing wrong with you switching up your wire list over and over again. I'm ripping it as you can see, it's all ripped up and stuff like this, right? But it's literally just a collection of pictures that are motivations for why I do everything I do. So the top right over here is legacy, because I want to leave a legacy behind for my family. I want to travel the world doing my music. This is a picture of my grandma who died about 3 years ago. This is a picture of my dad who died 2 years ago. This is a picture of me and my brother together, and a picture of my mum. So I do this for my family and the ones that we've loved and lost. There's a quote over here saying, "I'm a self-made millionaire, thug living out of prison, pistols in the air." A quote from Tupac from one of his songs. And I want to be a self-made millionaire. Not necessarily a thug, a thug living out of prison per se, but I definitely want to be a self-made millionaire doing rap, just like Tupac was. I want to have financial freedom, so I never want to pay I'd never want to look at the price tag on anything ever again. This is my home country, Nigeria, so I want to make sure that I do something beneficial for Nigeria, particularly because of the way my dad died as well. He was killed in a car accident in Nigeria. So the roads and the infrastructure in Nigeria are definitely something I want to basically do work on, so that they're nicer and safer. I want to sell out Wembley Stadium, doing a performance in Wembley Stadium. So that's a sold out arena over there. Dream car is not necessarily this white Bentley, but I do want an all white car that I pay for straight up cash. You know what I mean? Like just walk into the dealership, be like, "Hey, I want that one in white. Thank you very much." And just drive it out. And it's mine from the second it drives off the lot. And then dream house. Again, this isn't where my dream house is, but this is representative of the house that I would one day like to build from scratch, because it is what my ambition to purchase a plot of land and build my own house. So it's exactly the way I want it to be. So that is my why list, and I carry that in my wallet, and I've also got a copy of it on my phone, so that no matter where I am, I'm able to pull it out, take a look at it, stay motivated the entire time. That is the importance and significance of a why list. So if you want to stay motivated, definitely remember why you're doing what you're doing and be able to tap into that at any point where you feel low. That is a massive, massive, fantastic tool to have on yourself. Just a little reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. So yeah, Raf, if you can give a tip, if you will.
Okay. So we like doing tip for tip or
yeah, man, tip for tip.
Okay, so Um, I'm filming. Thank you. What would say? I don't know if you can edit that out, but yeah. So
Nah, we ain't editing out. We giving them the raw, the real.
nah, man. The reason why I'm taking such a long time to actually say something is I'm trying to pick one and something not similar to yours. But let me go with this since we're doing for like tick for tack, you know. So I feel like the way to stay motivated is obviously it's all about consistency. So what you need to do is pick a good habit and just do it consistently. So let me pick something just like motivational videos. Motivational videos are good, yeah. But as we both like, if let's just be real, when you watch a motivational video, it gives you that hype for like 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever. It's kind of like, you know, it's a short temporary sort of effect on yourself. Do you know what I mean? You watch something, you get hyped, yeah, I'm motivated to do something, and then, you know, it goes away. So when I talk about consistency, so what you can do with these motivational videos, instead of just watching it once, you watch a variety, but you put it in your lifestyle. So what I mean by putting it in your lifestyle, you can wake up and watch that motive video every single day. It becomes your lifestyle, if that makes sense. So you're what's so powerful about motivational videos and stuff in general is that, you know, your mind absorbs everything. You can talk about affirmations. I don't want to go too deep into some stuff, but there's loads of things that they can actually help you with. There was one motivational video that I watched personally from Eric Thomas, and one of what he says is that pain is temporary. It might go away. It might last a day. It might last a year. But at the end of pain is success. That specific quote has stuck with me for like the rest of my life. And there were points where I used to watch that video every day, and it used to really just help me. So my point is basically find a good habit and just do it every single day. It will have an effect on you. If you're looking for that temporary, you know, short burst of motivation, sorry, then obviously you can just watch it whenever you want. But if you actually take the time to watch it in the morning or at the night, unless you're just doing it, it's not by force, but if you do it every day, you're gonna see a change in your life. And that can be anything. It can be a goal. It can be cleaning your bedroom, you know, every Saturday or every, you know, it could be anything. But that's one of my points that's one of my points that's what I basically do anyway. You know, I watch a motivational. I can't speak today. Can't speak today. I watch a motivational video every morning, and it just sets me off. And do some research for yourself. Obviously, if you watch the same motivational video every day, it's gonna get boring. It's gonna get tedious. Research some motivational speakers, not the people that speak out of their arse, people that you can relate to, people that like I can relate to Eric Thomas because he's black, he has like no father, etc. It's not about race or anything like that, but find some motivational speakers that you like, and save the videos, play them each morning, and see where that'll go. And obviously that's not gonna obviously there's more than one. Obviously that's just one tip in it. That's just one tip. But let me pass it back to Adrian in it.
Cool. So, building on that just a little bit more as well, I too watch motivational videos and I draw motivation from multiple places. So I don't look for just motivational speakers. I look at like businessmen, actors, rappers. I draw inspiration from multiple places, and I think it is very important that you do that. Don't look at just one avenue for motivation, because you can find motivation and wisdom in multiple avenues. I also advocate reading, guys. Please read. Don't scroll through your Facebook all the time and your Twitter and your Instagram and all that stuff, because social media, this is a whole nother podcast, but social media can be detrimental and it's not nearly as beneficial as picking up a book or reading an article. All right, so actually read, and that will also unlock a lot more like motivational things for you, as well as just up your knowledge in your game. But aside from that as well, just harping on or adding to the point that Raf had made about motivation and habits, developing good habits is definitely something you need to do, and like you said, integrate it into your lifestyle. So one thing that I learned from a motivational video was, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. Because if you make your bed, That is one thing that you've been successful at in the day. So you start the day with success, and then even if you do nothing else at the end of the day, at least you've had that one success and you've got a comfortable bed to sleep in at the end of the night. So if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. That's one of many, many things that I've learned from there.
Do you
But
think
aside from that
that
as well, right? I mean, that's the consistency side of things. But another thing with regards to consistency and just making sure that you're doing things is you've got to remember that at the end of the day, you need action, right? You've always got to be active, 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 active. And you will see that some of the most successful people in life are people that are actually obsessed with what they do. The biggest example for me is Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. So if any of you guys don't know, he has this thing called the Mamba mentality. Now, with the Mamba mentality, that right there is probably the most competitive type of nature I have ever seen from an athlete, bar none. You know what I mean? Better than Michael Jordan, better than Allen Iverson, better than LeBron James, better than anybody else I've ever seen. Kobe Bryant has the ultimate competitive mentality. So just to give an example of one thing Kobe did, right? It's a very, very famous story of his. But he was in the gym shooting and another basketball player came into the gym. Started, and this is right before a game, right? He saw Kobe over there already in a heavy sweat, right? And he saw Kobe doing all these game level moves, right? So in practice, there's one thing where you can just, casually just, just jog and rare, rare. Nah, Kobe was going 100%. So he's going 100% in all these drills he's doing in practice. This guy comes and joins him, does his little workout and stuff, leaves. Kobe stays, and Kobe stays for like another hour or something like that afterwards, while this guy watches Kobe still doing his thing. They go then to have the match later on that night between their two teams, and Kobe crushes it. He gets like 40 something points in that game. So then this player goes up to Kobe after the game. Is like, bro, why were you practicing so relentlessly, so hard at the end? And Kobe was like, I just want to show you that whatever you're willing to do, I'm willing to do more of, and I'm willing to do it better. And it's like, that's the kind of mentality and obsessiveness that you need if you want to become great at what you do. It needs to be an obsession. So approach everything that you're trying to do as if it's an obsession. And part of it being an obsession is the fact that you have to be passionate about it. So definitely be passionate about what you're doing, make it obsessive, make it part of your regular routine and your lifestyle, and that's how you'll gain consistency. So that's another point that I had over there, just to add to the fact that you need to be consistent if you want to do well and if you want to also stay motivated as well. Raf, any other things that you've got, sir?
Yeah, sorry. I kind of cut you in one of the points that you're saying, but I was trying to ask, did you get that making the bed from that speech that Marine was doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was that guy.
I don't know if it was like a TED speech or I don't know what it was. I just want to ask you that. Okay, another tip is basically kind of different from, it's not different, but it's to basically focus. You got motivation and you also got your mental health, and I think they come close together. You can't forget, because it's easy. You can easily tell someone to stay motivated, but if you don't feel like being motivated, or if you're struggling with depression, or you're having a bad day, or you're living in a negative sort of you're very negative or whatever, then you're not really going to be able to even be motivated or do it. So my tip is basically look after your mental health, and the way you look after your mental health is kind of similar to the motivational points, in the sense of that do positive habits. So there's loads of things that are scientifically proven to help your mental health. And the same way that I told you guys to pick up find some motivational videos and watch them daily, it's the same way you can pick up something that can benefit your mental health. And again, with consistency being the key word, what you do is you put into your lifestyle. So I already said motivational videos, something that you can help with your mental health is meditation. And when I speak about meditation, people are like, get this image of like humming and, maybe meditating in this highest mountain in Mount Everest and, you know, reaching enlightenment. It's nothing to do with that. Let me break down meditation very, very simple. Meditation, all you're doing is breathing through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. Now, you think that, okay, you're thinking, what's so special about that? But not trying to get too scientific. You can do the research yourselves. Something with, like, you know, adding more oxygen to your blood, it does does wonders to your body. Now, put that aside. When you're meditating, what you're actually doing is you're spending time to think about nothing. You're giving your brain a rest. That makes sense. So we know that our brains work 24/7, even when we're sleeping, we're dreaming, we're thinking about bills, whatever. But when you actually take time to meditate, you obviously you find a quiet space, you close your eyes and you just focus on nothing and you just relax. You're giving your brain a rest. So other than the the good effects it actually does for your body, in terms of scientifically, that alone, that sort of kind of psychological thing it does for you, it's you're resting. Do you know what I mean? And it's like we do not rest at all. We're just working. If you live in London, you know that London is a busy place and you're just working. So if you actually spend the time, like I said with the videos, whether it's whether you do it before you go to bed or if it's a morning thing, meditation can help you. And that will, I'm saying it will. There's so much research on meditation. There's so much things on YouTube. There's guided meditations, and like, just take it slow. Start with 2 minutes, start with 1 minute, start with 2 minutes, and then progress it. Do you know what I mean? I heard that I think there's a study that says, you know, if you, I mean, it might take you a long time to get to 1 hour to meditate for an hour, but I heard there's loads of benefits when you meditate for an hour, you know, even just once a week. But again, I'm pressing on. It's just about giving your mind a rest. You know, you come home from a hard day of work, you're stressed, or you just say, you know, let me just meditate for 5 minutes. Let me meditate for 3 minutes just to relax my mind and just get into the mood of things. So meditation is a really, really good tip of you know, just helping your well-being, just helping you know, I'm not saying it's going to cure depression in one day or anything like that, but that, in addition of loads of other things, will make you a positive person. Do you know what I mean? You fix one thing in your life, and then the other things in your life start to make sense and start to clear up. So that's my one of my tips.
Cool. And then from there, I mean, there's like 5 different directions I can go in off of the back of that. So meditation is one thing, but for some other people, if you're religious, for example, then pray. But definitely have some time to get your spirit right, get your mentality right. And there's all sorts of different ways you can do that. That is a podcast for another day, but even then, we're not qualified to tell you everything that you should do. But there are definitely people out there that can teach you how to get your mind and your spirit right. I personally feel that prayer is the way forward. Raf feels that meditation is the way forward. And there are other ways besides that. But it all comes down to getting your spirit right and also resting. Don't work too hard. I always tell people that rest is part of the grind. So it is very important for you to rest, because hey, even God rested, man. When he created the world, he took 6 days to create the world and rested on the 7th day. So if the Alpha and Omega can rest, so can you. So definitely work some rest into your life. But in addition to that, you also need to make sure that you take everything easy and you break it down into step-by-step pieces. So one of the bits of advice that my dad gave me while I was in university is take it a day at a time. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will come, but just focus on what you've got to do for today and break all your tasks down into what you've got to do today. So for example, he said, okay, let's say you've got a 3,000 word essay. Okay, today you work on doing just 300 words. And then you cut it for that day. Boom, you're done. Don't write a single word past 300. After that, the next day, the next 300, and then the next day 300, and the next day 300. And before you know it, this huge insurmountable task is suddenly been broken down into these little bite-sized pieces, and it's nice and easy. So break everything down into, very, very small bits. And before you know it, the biggest things seem very, very small. And as you're making that progress, you're motivated by your progress and you're seeing yourself succeed and get closer and closer and closer to the end game. But break things down, which also leads me to another point as well, which is to set goals. Make sure that you have like a prize that you can attain. Set your eyes on the prize and set those goals. If you've ever heard of SMART targets, which I can't remember exactly what it stands for at this point in time, but it's like sensible, measurable, achievable, realistic, and something else I can't remember. But yeah, some like basically set yourself targets that you can actually hit and then hit them. It doesn't matter how big, well, it does matter how big, but it doesn't matter how small those targets are. Just make sure that there's something that you can actually measure, that you can actually do, work towards those goals. Because as you achieve those goals, that's how you then keep your motivation up. That's how you stay consistent doing your things. That's how you actually go from strength to strength to strength. So yeah, celebrate some of your set some of your targets, man, and make sure that you celebrate those successes along the way as well. Some people get caught up in the fact that, oh man, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that. But it's like, yo, do you know how far you've come so far, though? You know what I mean? Look back at where you were, like, last week, last month, last year, 5 years ago, and see where you are now, and use that growth that you've experienced during that time to keep you motivated to keep going. Because maybe it's 5 miles that way, but you just came 10 miles this way. So yeah, that's just another thing. I gave like multiple points over there. Raf, do you have any more things to keep you
I got loads,
to keep you
man.
motivated?
I got loads, man. Another thing, so like all the stuff obviously I'm giving you guys, I've done it myself. So another thing that can keep you motivated and also help your well-being, in terms of mental health, is affirmations. And at the start, I used to look down at affirmations because I used to think it was so stupid. Like I used to look at people on YouTube and they'll be like, hi guys, we're gonna do some affirmations right now. Repeat after me. I am strong. I want you to look in the mirror and say that to yourself. I'm obviously over exaggerating in it, but that's basically what it kind of is. So I used to look down and I used to be like, affirmations are stupid. That's not going to help you. Yeah. So until I actually tried it. And again, like with these, obviously everybody's different. So affirmations might work for you, it might work for the other person. Same with motivational videos, same with all these points. Just find what you like to do in terms of positive habits and do them. But getting back to affirmations. So the reason why affirmations are so powerful is because it's actually tackling your subconscious. You're actually absorbing that, sort of that what they're saying. You're tackling your subconscious. You don't know. So basically, you're just absorbing what they're saying. Like affirmations are so powerful because, again, like I try to do these like every morning, and what I kind of do is I find some affirmations and I'll just play them while I'm getting changed, and I also kind of say them. I kind of repeat them sometimes when I'm walking to work. I find they do true help because it's like we're talking about if we're talking about trying to do good habits all the time, the way you obtain that is by repeating them. Obviously, you hear of the rule, the 1 month rule. I'm not trying to go too much into that, but my main point, because I'm waffling on it, is basically you keep it. If you listen to these affirmations every morning, it starts to have an effect. You start to think about them. Like you might subconsciously, you might be at work and then you might hear something in your mind saying that, oh, I am positive or I am strong, or someone might start talking about some motivational speaker, and then it might just reflect into what you heard early in the morning. So I am telling you guys, just give it a try. Affirmations. I'm not trying to say that you need to go in front of a mirror and repeat them. I'm not even trying to say that you need to say them. Some people say it is good to say them, but I'm saying that what I personally do is I find a good set of affirmations in the morning, listen to them in the morning, and it kind of sets me off because you're thinking about can't remember the saying word for word, but it's the more positive you are, the more positive you'll be, basically. Like naturally, if you literally listen to something negative or something sad every morning, then that's going to have an effect on you. If you listen to something positive every morning, then that's going to have an effect on you, and that is the whole point. And just to add on to that, being positive and staying motivated and staying, you know, helping with your well-being or helping with your mental health, all of these things, what the key to actually staying positive is making positive a lifestyle. That's my motto for RJ Lifestyles, which is sort of like a motivational company that I'm trying to do. What I mean by making staying positive a lifestyle is all of these points that me and Adrian have said. You don't just do one of them, you do a multiple of them. You really got to do some self-development and find out what you like, what you can do, whether it's 3 of these tips or 2 of these tips or 1 of these tips a week. You pace yourself. But that's the key to staying positive, to staying motivated. For doing a multiple of these things, making it a lifestyle, and then, you know, that's just making you into a beast, into not a monster, but, you know, that's making you even into a better person, because what it does, it gives you some sort of defense system. It's like you're having a bad day, but you already got your motivational video lined up. You already got your meditation lined up. You already got your goals. You got your why there. You're looking. You know what? Let me just remind myself why I'm trying to be successful, or why I'm on this earth. You look at your why. You look at your pictures, or you look at your purpose, whatever, and you're like, okay, yeah, let's just get back to it. Do you know what I mean? So it's consistency, because the reality is you're going to have bad days. You're going to have bad days where you don't want to do nothing. You're going to have lazy days, but it's about having that discipline and that responsibility and be like, you know what? I got my motivational lined up. I got my yoga lined up. Oh, I'm going to the gym. I got my gym lined up. Let me call my boy or my girl, and, you know, let's go to the gym. Do you know what I mean? Oh, let me go talk to someone, or be real and get a counselor. Do you know what I mean? So I've said quite a lot. But remember, affirmations, guys. Affirmations are good.
This guy, bro. But then piggybacking off the back of that, I mean, when he's talking about affirmations, it's all about believing in yourself, right? One thing I do when I play basketball is I talk smack to others, but I also talk smack to myself, because I'm competitive. And when I'm talking smack to myself, is to get myself in the right mind and be like, come on, bro. Hey, you're better than that, man. Hey, you got to come on, man. You can score them buckets, man. Come on. Hey, gentle on that finger roll. Let's go. Yo. Pull up in the face, bro. What, they're going to disrespect your shot like that. You know what I mean? I talk to myself like that on the basketball court. Anybody will tell you that. You know what I mean? They hear me talking to myself on the basketball court. It's because I believe in myself. I'm trying to make myself continuously believe in how good a player I am. And that goes into all sorts of other avenues of life as well, just believing in yourself. But also another thing that RJ said is change your lifestyle. And I'm going to go a step more specific and be like, it's not just change your lifestyle, but you've also got to eat better. You've got to work better. You've got to live better. You got to do better. So definitely change your diet. All right. Because if you're eating McDonald's and you're eating KFC and you're eating pizzas and kebabs and stuff, then that makes you slow. That makes you sluggish. That makes you tired. That makes you not want to do anything, because you're not fueling your body. You don't have the right energy. If you don't do any form of exercise whatsoever, if you don't have any sort of physical activity in your life, then you're getting used to inactivity. And obviously, if you're being inactive, how can you then do stuff? Right? It's very, very simple. Eat better, be more active, and little things like that will make changes. If you notice, a lot of successful people and a lot of motivated people, they're always doing stuff. But if you look at the way they eat, look at the way they train, look at the way they do things. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they're all athletes out here, but people, you know what I mean? A lot of these millionaires go to the gym or do a martial art or dance, or, you know what I mean, do yoga and ballet, and there's all sorts of things that these people do to keep themselves active. There's a saying that goes, you need to have 3 hobbies. You need to have one hobby that makes you money, you need to have one hobby that keeps you active, and you need to have one hobby that makes you happy, just makes you chill, relax. So incorporate those into your life, as well as make sure that you eat better, because when you're doing all of that, man, forget about it, man. You're gonna feel physically better and have the energy to actually then go out and do your stuff. Because if you're not motivated, it's because you're tired and you're lazy and you know what I mean, you don't have the energy to do it. Eat better, do some stuff on a regular basis, you'll then be more motivated to do things like that. Another thing that Raf talked about as well is having like your friends involved. you want to surround yourself with successful people and motivated people, because those are the people that will then bring out the best in you. You know what I mean? Like people like RJ and our other co-host, Truefunktion. Those are guys that I interact with more now than I used to before. And that's because we're all on the same wavelength with regards to what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to do, etc., etc. And even my boys that I got, we're all motivated to do all sorts of things. Like if you look at my circle of friends, like people I genuinely consider friends, I do not have lazy people in my circle. I genuinely do not. All of my people are trying to do something with their lives. And you need to be around those sorts of people. And even if you're not around those sorts of people physically, come on, man, this is the internet. You can join a Facebook group, you can join a WhatsApp chat, you can find a mentor. There's all sorts of different things and avenues and ways you can basically surround yourself with success. So in addition to the motivational videos, in addition to the meditation or time that you're taking to chill and such, and in addition to all the posts that are going on that you're looking at, you've also got to make sure that the people you interact with on a regular basis are people that will push you forward, however you interact with them. Like I said, it could be online, it could be in person, it could be over the phone, it could be in the gym, it could be on the court, or the pitch, or the field, whatever it is. But whichever people you're interacting with, make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right ones rather than the wrong ones. Yeah, any other things, Raf? Because I've still got more, but I want to see if you got more.
One thing I wanted to touch on also is basically what can I call it? To say communication, counselingship. I don't know if that's even a word. What I'm basically can say, my tip is basically find one person, and it doesn't need to be everybody. Just find one friend or family member that you can trust, and call them over the week. Do you know what I mean? And talk to them about your problems or how you personally feel. It's always good. Like this can even stem into another topic about men and mental health and stuff like that. But you always got with me personally, I'm not a really big person. I don't really open up to anybody really about my problems and anything like that. And that serves to be a problem with everybody else, because you can't keep everything inside of yourself. You gotta have some sort of release. Do you know what I mean? Don't go crazy and go start talking to yourself either. But find that one person that you can, trust and talk, and just tell them how your week been, and just let it go. And obviously let it be a person that understands that you can be that way with them, because obviously you don't want to be bothering some people. Now naturally, like, not to be like harsh or anything like that, there's some people that don't want that. It's not that they don't want that stress, but they're not that type of person. But I mean, most of your friends will do that for you anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like counselorship, or communicating with that one friend, just to release and just talk about all your stresses, and vice versa. You guys could do the both. It could be a two-way thing. You could both do it. But I think that's just such a point to do. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't even know what someone's going through until you probably call them and be like, you know what I mean? And I'm guilty from not even calling my friends sometimes, because I'm just so stuck with being an introvert and just doing my own thing and stuff like that. But I think it's very, very important just to call up your friends, or have that one friend where you can just, and it's not just about talking, it's about actually doing like a little counsel session, like you're just talking about your week and any stresses that you have. University is stressing me hard and blah blah, and just having that release. So I think that's one important tip just to give you, in terms of it's not really motivational, but it's not about keeping, so it's just related to just obviously your mental health, which helps you to obviously with the motivations. That makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah, and again, adding on top of that, it doesn't even have to be talking to them about like your problems and stuff, but it can be someone that you talk to that holds you accountable, right? So it's like, if I then, let's say it's me and RJ, for example, I'm like, yo, bro, today or this week, I'm writing a song by the end of the week. If I don't write that song by the end of the week, bro, whoop my ass, bro. Take a tenner off of me or something like that. You know what I mean? So then I now have someone that's gonna kick me to then do my thing, right? I've now got somebody that is going to point at me and be like, "Hey, you broke the promise that you said that you were gonna do, right? Hey, bro, This stuff ain't beneficial for me, fam. This is all for you, bro. And you're there shooting yourself in the foot for what reason? So sometimes you need to also find somebody who will motivate you in the sense that they hold you to what you say you're gonna do, right? And they make sure that no matter what, they're always there to just continuously kick you up the arse and make sure you do what you gotta do. So that's another reason why you should have somebody that you can speak to who will then force you to do what you say that you're gonna do. Another tip that I've got as well is keep your environment clean. Genuinely keep your environment clean, keep your surroundings clean. You know what I mean? If your car is dirty, bust down, it's cold because your heating don't work no more, you know what I mean, it makes it harder for you to want to go anywhere and do what you've got to do, because you're mentally gonna be like, bro, I gotta get in that blood clot, stinking, dirty, rusted ass car, and you know what I mean, it's gonna upset you, and you're already defeating yourself before you even started the task. It's the same with being in like your room. If your room is a shambles, but you know that you gotta be in this room to do your thing, make sure that your room is clean. You know what I mean? Make sure that it's livable. Or at the very least, just make sure that it's organized in such a way that it doesn't bring you down. Okay? So it doesn't have to be spick and span, but definitely make sure that your environment is clean and organized in a way that supports you rather than takes energy away from you. You know what I mean? If you know that you got to climb over a whole bunch of boxes and clothes and knickknacks all over the floor and stuff, you got to squeeze past this thing to get to the toilet every single time, like that's gonna bother you. You know what I mean? It's really gonna have a massive effect on you. So just keep your surroundings clean so that the feng shui is in your face. I don't believe in feng shui, but hey, some people believe in feng shui. So yeah, but keep your surroundings clean. Keep your surroundings clean.
What's Feng Shui?
So Feng Shui, I don't have a full understanding of it, but it is basically like the energy of your surroundings and how like the way things are organized in your room gives you like either positive or negative energy. So like some people will be like certain items can increase like the flow. I think it's the flow of chi. I'm not 100% honest, but or 100% sure if I'm honest. But I think it's something to do with like the flow of chi in your surroundings. And yeah, if you've got certain items, those can help. Or if you take away some items, those can help. The way certain things are positioned. So let's say, for example, my bed to my right now, right? The foot is over there and the head is over there, which personally I think works just fine for me. But for some other people, they might want to have the head over here and the foot over here, because when they wake up in the morning, the light shines into their face and like, you know, uh, wakes them up at the right sort of time. And that is little arrangements like that that can then give you different sorts of energy within your room. And also, if you change your surroundings a lot as well, like if you remodel and redecorate your room, that's going to help. So, I mean, for example, my walls over here, I've taken the wallpaper off of my wall over here, and I'm going to work on doing the walls all around here because I'm redecorating my room. For some people that, well, I mean, a lot of you people don't know, but I mean, back there is a new wardrobe that I bought myself. This is a brand new computer desk that I'm sitting at right now. This TV is going to get mounted on the wall over there. The bed I'm going to keep over here, but then once I've mounted the TV on the wall, I'm also putting some floating shelves on these two walls here. So I'm doing a whole big change to basically change my room and also change the energy in my room. Even my curtains that are behind you right now, these curtains over here were some blue curtains with some flowers on them that I had ever since we moved into this house. And it was like, bro, I cannot keep living with these damn curtains. So I've now got myself some proper blackout curtains that I'm very, very happy with. I plan on changing the lighting in my room as well. I plan on doing a whole bunch of stuff to basically make my room bossy and epic, because it's then going to motivate me to, like, when I come home, it'll just be like, damn, bro, my place nice. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, get your feng shui in order. Let me turn my light on as well, because it's getting dark now, man. The sun is setting. But any other tips, Raf?
I guess this is gonna be my last tip, and I kind of already said it already. It's just to put everything together. Just find out, do you know? Oh, just to add on to the communication tip I was talking about. Don't be afraid if you need a counselor as well. Like, I've had counseling in secondary school. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody every class, everybody has had, had some sort of counseling. Not everybody, but don't be afraid to take counseling if you need it as well. It does help. Like counseling is not terrible. They listen to you and stuff like that. But if you add counseling along with all the other stuff that we said, it will still help you. By the way, I still can't see your black ass.
Bro, I know, man. It's cause this is why I'm changing the lighting in my room, okay? Because I know by having a room, a light in the middle of the damn room means that I'm dark as hell because it's all shining on the back of me.
Need one of these lights that I've got, fam. Still can't see your ass. But anyway,
bro, we're working on it. We're working on it. Next episode of the Forbidden Juice, I will have a desk lamp, all right?
Use your teeth and the shining, man. At least you're brushing your teeth, man. Wow, man.
Hey, come on now. Jeez.
Yeah. Casper the Black Ghost. All right. Casper.
Look, you know what? I did not come on this podcast to be roasted, okay? I came on this podcast to spread positivity. So if you could stop with your evil and your negativity, that would be very, very lovely. I'm still a point away from you, actually. So this counseling thing that you're talking about, just to widen it a bit, it doesn't even have to be necessarily counseling, because that feels very mental health-ish, but asking for help in general is definitely something that will help you keep motivated. So for example, if you've got a task that you need help doing, don't be afraid to ask for help to accomplish that task. There's all sorts of ways you can ask for help, and it doesn't always have to be in terms of like, okay, yes, I need money, or I need manpower, or I need this, that. But help can come in all sorts of shapes and forms. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And it doesn't have to be from friends. Like I said, it can be from counselors, it can be from mentors and tutors, it can be from teachers, it can be from colleagues, it can be from teammates, it can be from all sorts of different people. It can be from your pastor in your church, or your preacher in your mosque, I'm trying to remember the Jewish one. I can't remember it, but you know what I mean. Like, it can be like a religious teacher, whatever it is. But I mean, just ask for help. Damn it! Don't be afraid for help, because at the end of the day, when you're successful, man, you're not even gonna be thinking, oh man, but I got a lot of help. Nah, bro, you'll be there. You know what I mean? You'll reach the end goal, which is another thing that I want to quickly mention as well. It links to my point about setting goals, but also make sure that you're tracking your progress and tracking your success. And there's all sorts of ways you can do it. You can have like board set up, you can have it on a calendar. There was one app that I used to use on Android called Habit Bull. That was a great app, because not only did you track your success, but it also gave you motivational things, and it had forums on there as well, so that you could speak to people about some of your goals. And it was all sorts of different things as well to help you learn how to develop a habit. So it could be things like drinking water, it could be obviously exercise, reading. It even went as far as things like love and sex and masturbation. Like, it had all sorts of different goals that you could like try to hit, and you could also then customize your own goals as well. So for example, one of the things I did was my Japanese study, and one thing that's very, very addictive as well is when you start a streak, right? So on my Bible app, for example, my streak is like 80 something days now that I've opened my Bible app, and it's addicting to have a streak going, because when it's that big, you don't want to break it. And Habit Ball was very, very good for that, because it would set me reminders, and it reminds me like, yo, I can't skip. Yo, I'm gonna break my streak, brother. I've been at this for 30 days, man. I got to get to 66 before this becomes a habit, right? This and that. So definitely find a way to track your habits, track your successes, so that way you can keep yourself motivated to keep it going until it becomes a habit. Like I said, Habit Bull is what I had on Android. I don't know what iPhone users would have had, but find something, man. There's a billion apps out there, and that's if you even want to use an app. Okay. Raf, any more points before we wrap this doozy up?
Yeah, I'll just say just note down everything that we've said, or spend some time and just PowerPoint or brainstorm all the things that can possibly make you stay positive, or make you stay positive, and to help with your mental health, and literally just do you, innit? Pick whether you want to pick 3 of those things and do them every day. Just pace yourself, know yourself, and pace yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's so much stuff on the internet that you can research, about self-development and in terms of how you want to do things in your life. We can give you 3 tips or 5 tips or 10 tips. We can give you loads of tips of how to stay motivated and positive and whatever, but they might not work for you. So it's about finding yourself and what works for yourself. Just like how people learn differently, in terms of where it'll be whether reading or listening to audio or pictures, whatever. It's the same with everybody else. Everybody likes different things. If you don't like exercise, then you can find a sport that you can do with a friend, like yoga. I heard yoga is really good, or for example, basketball. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like going to the gym, but I like basketball, so you can play basketball, and that's knocking out the activity bit or the exercise bit of whatever. Do you know what I mean? So there's always a way around things. So it's not really a tip, but just a kind of like an overall thing. Just brainstorm, research. There's actually so many things that can help you to stay positive and keep your well-being. So many things out there. Brainstorm. I would recommend pick at least three of those things and incorporate it into your lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? You can either start with doing these things. You can either start. You can go way into the deep end and do 3 of those things each day, or you can just start. I would recommend just do 1. Do you know what I mean? Progress yourself, just like Adrian said with these apps and that you can record your progression and stuff like that. Start with picking 1, and then maybe start doing 2 the next week, and then incorporate it, and then see what you like. So it's all about finding what your body and your well-being and what your mind, what you like, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's not about forcing you to do things that you don't want to do. Do you know what I mean? But it's about finding these good habits that will benefit you the most, if that makes sense.
Piggybacking off the back of that real quick, I have my own philosophy that as human beings, we are not built for drastic, immediate changes, okay? Everything that you see within humans' existence is gradual, and that's how it works best for us, right? We don't just suddenly become 6 foot tall, 250 kilos. Like, you have to work your way and grow into that. If you are going at 70 miles an hour and suddenly come to a stop, I promise you that is not a good thing for a human being. So gradually work your way into these things. It's not about like, take all this. That's another, I don't know why I just forgot this one, but let me say this really quickly as well. Another tip: embrace failure. Okay. Do not be scared to fail. If you do fail, pick yourself up and carry on. I just want to quickly say that. But yeah, just to round everything up now and bring it into this podcast, Raf, point some people in the right direction with some people that you're like, okay, cool. Go to this person to stay motivated. Go to that person for motivation. Go to this person for tips. If I'm going to give 3 for myself first, just 3 or 4, right? For me, I'll give 4 because I can think of 4 off the top of my head right here, right now. So Kobe Bryant is one person I look to for motivation. CT Fletcher, who is a bodybuilder, right? He's kind of like my gym inspiration because he forces me to be like hardcore in the gym. So when I'm about to give up on a rep, I hear his voice saying, "No, motherfucker, I command you to grow." That's his thing. I command you to grow. This is my body. I own this motherfucker. That's what he says when he's there just doing his thing. You know what I mean? I own this motherfucker. I command you to grow. You know what I mean? Getting it in. So that's CT Fletcher. Then, oh, wait, I got 5 actually. So Kobe, CT, Gary Vaynerchuk, Dan Locke, and Grant Cardone. Those last 3 guys are all businessmen. But what I really like about their approach is they are just no bullshit, straight to the point, just give it to you rough, raw, and ready. You know what I mean? They just cut to the chase and they don't have nothing to hide, but they're all about just like helping you as an individual grow and be as best a businessman as you can. And they'll give you all the sorts of knowledge that you need. But like I said, they just cut straight to the chase. They're not about dilly-dallying around the edges. They don't care to speak, well and cut the you know what I mean? They'll swear and stuff like that, yeah, but they just give it to you. And I like that approach. It works for me. That's another thing that I want to say as well. A lot of this stuff might not work for you, so find out what works for you. And once you find something that works for you, stick to it. But those are 5 people that I would, recommend that you check out to keep you motivated and essentially just teach you some good stuff as well. Raf, do you have any people or any things? It could even be like a book or a podcast or whatever. But do you have any things that you want to point people towards as motivation?
I like the way you just put me on the spot, like, oh my days. But anyway,
Well, bro, I listed all those people to give you time to think, bruh.
nah, fam, you put me on the spot, but I'm joking. These are the three people that I still listen to, obviously. So I would say Eric Thomas, obviously. That was like kind of like the first when I was like not really getting to motivational speaking, but when I was looking for like some motivation, that's the first person that popped up. You know, his famous line, until you want to breathe is what is it?
If you want
to breathe,
if you want to win as bad as you want to breathe,
then
you'll be successful.
There we go. It's like a tongue twister. Yeah, and when you're talking about the guru in the water and stuff like that, that's like a very famous motivational sort of video that went viral. But him, like he's really, really good. Like I spoke about before, he's someone that doesn't speak out of his ass. Like it's almost like anybody can be a motivational speaker as long as they got money. And those are the guys that I don't like listening to. Not trying to look down on anybody, but it's like you can tell when someone's speaking, they're speaking from the heart, they're speaking from experience, and that's what actually motivates me also, because technically if you got money, you can be like, yeah, man, just work hard, work on your habits and you'll be successful like me. Do you know what I mean? Ignore that sound. So I'll say Eric Thomas. I'll say also Will Smith. Will Smith is got so many videos, so much knowledge. I'm throwing away this phone over here. He's got so much videos, so much knowledge on just life, on discipline. Like he is so good. He should have been, speaking, being a motivational speaker from like ages ago. But I guess from all his experiences and his acting, he just brought all into one thing and just said his thing. Also, one other person, Les Brown. I'm sure people have heard of him. Very OG guy. He's very, very, very good. Then also, maybe I'll put if Adrian can put the video just down below. There's this motivational video called 52 Cards. It's very, very good, and I just always listen to it. It's about this famous maybe you guys know about this famous American football player, and he talks about his life and how he turned his pain into something good, about how he was like watching his mum get abused and how he asked his mum for 52 cards and his mum gave him those 52 cards, and the reason why he wanted those 52 cards was to work out. So he will start with push-ups. He'll put down a 5, he'll do 5 push-ups, and then he'll have a 10 and do 5, and he'll go through all the cards, and then he'll start to do sit-ups. And it's just so that video, and that, even though it might be not related to your life, it's just so inspirational, and it kind of fires you up. And I'll always listen to that motivational video. So 52 cards. I'll holler at you probably after. I'll probably send you the link after, but definitely I'll link you guys to that video. But just to obviously to wrap, I'm not gonna wrap things up. You're gonna wrap things up because you're the rap guy. Ha! Rapper. Ha! Rap.
Lame. But yeah, man, look, it's the end of the podcast, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking through the this comeback episode of the Forbidden Juice. Which of the tips do you think were your favorite? Do you have any other tips? Would you like to expand on any of the tips? Please leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about the video. The next video we're gonna do is going to be back to our nonsense of ruffling some feathers and talking about some real stuff, but we want it to be nice and motivational to lead you into the new year. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the Forbidden Juice family to you guys, we hope you have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and we want to make sure that you guys stay drinking that juice.
Everybody's having fun. No? Okay, I'm by myself.
All right, then we're cutting it there. Much love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.